Hey, Harry, I got a blowout. Broke a string.
Oh, crap.
What else you got in your bag for me?
Oh, you don't got another today?
No, I was thinking this was going to last a little longer.
Okay, no problem. Let's go see what I got.
I failed to prepare, Harry.
Oh, man.
Need a string job? Need a string job today? All you have to do is launch your app at Direct Tennis, call out the stringer, your stringer can come pick it up from you, or you could take it there. They're in your neighborhood. It's as simple and as easy as that. Find your stringer today at directtennis.online. All right, let's see what kind of goodies we got in my bag.
Got any Wilsons in there, Harry?
Not today. I got some of my rackets.
Keep going. What else we got in that treasure bag?
Oh, my man Dan.
Great.
My man Dan actually wanted me to try that racket. It's
a
FX 500 from Dunlop, and he said that string with that racket is magic.
Yeah?
So, you don't want one of mine?
Definitely not.
Too long for you?
Don't need it. Let's give this a shot.
Okay. All right, so let's continue. All right. Nice hitting, Coach.
Thanks, Harry.
Yeah,
we survived the win.
Even though you didn't have a Wilson racket or your own racket, you did very well with that racket. Let's backtrack to your racket a little bit here. How often do you break a string?
Depends on my lessons. Depends on how, obviously what string we have in here, who I'm hitting with, if I hit on my own at all. I don't break strings too often. In the grand scheme of things, not that often.
And that's why you have one racket sometimes.
More or less, that's why I just go with the one racket, and but that is failing to prepare because you should always go with two.
Right.
And today I just grabbed one, and here we are now using the Dunlop FX 500 with some other string and to somebody else's specs.
Right. But we tell everybody to prepare, right? At least have two rackets, whether they're the same or not, depending on your preference. But just in case, it was like what you said, you get a blowout. Like, what are you going to do when you break your string, right? A lot of people don't think that way because maybe they've never broken a string, or maybe it happens once every year or two. So they think, oh, it's not going to happen to me.
Right.
So this is prime example. Coach Rob didn't think he was going to break it today. So we had to adjust and get Coach Rob a different racket. I mean, I've seen this happen literally in league matches where I broke my string. And I'm like, okay. So sometimes I'll have a demo to give them. Sometimes they'll borrow one from a team member. Sometimes they even ask their opponent for a racket. Have you heard of that one before?
Oh, yeah. Yep. It hasn't been me, but I have seen it, and, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and then if I'm
nothing like getting beat with your own racket. It's a bad feeling.
If I'm my opponent, I'm carrying a wooden racket in that bag, or a T2000, because you can't beat me with that, hopefully. But things like that really, really happen, guys. And
that's why they have insurance. So your backup racket is your insurance.
Right? And it's probably the cheapest insurance you're going to ever buy. Okay? Now, let's talk about the FX500 now. Because you had, actually, let me back up for 1 second. When you realized you broke the string, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
Go to the net.
Okay, right.
End the point.
Right. And then after that?
After that, Harry, what's in that ginormous bag of yours?
Right. So, but did you think to yourself like, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to play with what I'm used to?
No.
Oh. Why did you, what's your mindset on this?
Well, for right now, I'm hitting with you, Harry, so not to knock you, Harry, but...
Okay. So let's do
This isn't a match.
Right.
We're not competing.
What if it was? Would you panic?
I would have had 2.
Okay. All right.
Maybe 3.
Okay. So you would have prepared.
Yes.
You would have prepared.
Correct.
Okay.
Would have prepared differently.
Right. Guys, right? We're talking about preparation. Now, what if, let's say you brought 3 rackets and all 3 were broken?
That's a problem.
Yep. What would have gone through your head then?
Oh, and a word you can't say on family video here.
Right. So you would have gone into panic mode. And then what if this racket was the only racket that was available to you for a match?
Go play.
Okay.
Figure it out. Adjust.
Okay.
Don't blame the equipment.
Okay. Since we did that right now, how long did it take for you to adjust to the Dunlop?
Few hits.
Really?
Well, it's similar weighted, and so that helped. The head size is pretty similar.
100 versus 97.
Right.
Yeah.
So
a little bit more of a wide body, a little stiffer.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's got a sweet spot. You just got to find it.
Yep.
And use good strokes and let the racket do its thing.
In terms of minutes, how long did it take for you to adjust?
I don't know, 4 minutes.
Really?
5 minutes.
So you're telling me that...
I mean, we didn't serve any, so I wasn't serving.
Right.
I didn't hit a shot under pressure.
Right.
If you're just rallying, not very long.
Right.
If I was competing with it, there would probably be a few other thoughts going through my head, like, all right, how's it going to feel on the serve? I'd probably hit a couple serves into the fence.
Right.
Just
to get adjusted to see what the limitations are in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you figure it out as you go.
Yeah.
You can't expect it to be what you were used to, so just watch the ball, move your feet, and hit it in the middle.
So this has happened to me once where I thought my bag was in the car, and it wasn't. But I did have a racket in my car that wasn't my racket. It was a random demo racket. And obviously, I had to play with a random demo racket in which, since, like you said, I have no other choice, this is my only weapon, I have to defend myself with it, right? And I actually did pretty well with it because suddenly my mindset changed like, well, I'm not going to have what I'm used to. I just got to move on and do the best I can with what I have.
And you may have played better because you had a new stick in your hand where you were like, oh my God, I got to focus on the ball. I got to watch it. I got to do all those little things because I'm not super comfortable with what I'm swinging. So you go back and try to do the little things and hope that carries over.
Very true, actually.
It's like when you're demoing rackets. Hey, try this new racket.
Right.
Oh, wow, this is great, for 15 shots. And then you start looking away.
And you lose focus,
you start thinking about something else. But.
Right. Yep. So I feel like that's exactly what happened. I actually played really well that day, shockingly.
You watched the ball?
I was actually. I think like what you said, I focused a lot more. I wasn't looking away because, with my own racket, I feel like, it's going to be there. I could do this and just whatever,
right.
But yeah, I played very well. I was shocked.
Good
just
for
like you. You hit very good balls today with that.
Thank you.
You know it's really windy out here today?
It's howling.
You think the wind could have broken your string?
No.
All right, Coach Rob. Any final words of advice for the people out there?
Bring 2 sticks. Bring 2 rackets. Plan ahead. We all have insurance, car insurance, home insurance, renter's insurance.
Right.
Have 2 rackets
now,
with you. Don't ever assume.
One more final thought, guys. If you have 2 rackets and you go 50-50 with them, meaning you hit with one this time and the other the next time, they will break at the same time. So prepare for that too.
So would you plan on, so how would you do that? Would you break one in and then have a fresh one that's just sitting there, or would you break that in too? If you were getting them both restrung at the same time. Or you've played with one and then here comes a fresh one.
See, that's tough because I would probably stagger the string jobs a little bit, maybe one a month later, and then go 50-50 and check those dates. And then make sure I run that first one in right around the 3-month to 4-month mark, and then do the same thing a month later. Therefore, you got a month on the other one. But I would probably not wait until they break, because especially if you don't string very often, strings do go dead. So, and if you don't want them breaking on the court when you are actually playing and feeling comfortable with it. I know that talking to college kids, that they say, I hit with one until the strings break. Then I hit with the other until the strings break. And then I hit with the next one until the strings break. Because it gets very dangerous if you have all three, and like I said, they all break at the same time, and then you're left with nothing. So it's better to gauge that I break, move, like that. But we're not like that, though. We don't break strings in that rapid of a pace.
Right.
So.
Right. Usually I just try to say, hey, if you got a fresh one, play with it, break it in a little bit, and then go back to what you're used to. So at least they're closer in tension. Mm-hmm. Verse one just sitting on the shelf, freshly strung for 2 weeks, doing nothing.
Yep.
And you've just been using the other one.
Yep.
Since we do know the strings do change, even if they're not being hit.
Yeah. Put dates on them. Like put dates on your overgrip, like with a marker, or put a sticker on the inside, so that you have peace of mind. Like, oh, this was strung a year ago, or it was strung 2 years ago. That means you need to go get it strung. Okay.
Right.
Coach
Cool.
Rob, thank you so much.
Sure.
I'm glad that we made it work for us today.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.